Hello everyone and welcome to the Archipelago live stream. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're tuned in already, do jump in the chat and let me know you're here. It's nice to know when you can hear me. Also, let me know if this is the first stream that you've joined. I love to hear about new people that are tuning in. For anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Liam. I'm one of the Archipelago developers, and I am host of this live stream. And we do these at least once every month. We get to play around with the new sets, answer any questions you have, and just generally have a good time. Hi Lauren, hi Nat. Great to have you here. Hey Sean, thanks for joining. So we got some wonderful images we're going to be editing with today, and we're going to be using the brand new Asteria set. Incredible set, super moody, as you'll see when we go through the edits here. Yes, you know, incredible set. So before we kick off, so I'll just give it a couple more minutes for people to join and then we'll jump in and start editing. But for anyone that hasn't caught it yet, we've had a sale on all this last week, and today is the last day of that sale. So it's our Black Friday sale. It's one of the biggest sales we've done in some time. We've got up to 50% off some of our preset collections, but all of them are on sale, so go check that out. And that includes 30% off Asteria, the brand new set that we just released. So that's going to end at midnight Pacific Standard Time this evening, so do not miss out. Jump on there and take a look at the presets and grab yourself a bargain before that ends. So for anyone that hasn't joined the stream before, we're going to go through and edit with these incredible images. Got 10 photos here, a variety of different images. Got some couple shots, got some portraits, some indoor, some outdoor. We're going to showcase the Asteria set, all the tools that come with it, how to get the most out of the set, and if you have any questions during the stream, jump in and let me know and I can try and answer those as well. So Asteria is all about the mood. As you'll see when we start editing, it's an incredible set, all the mood, super nice. This set was designed by Chris. All hail Chris, incredible developer. So as we jump in and start to edit, you're going to see up in the top left, we've got the photographer's name, and we've got the capture settings that we used to capture the image, so you can see the focal length and the settings used in camera. So if you're wondering, you can see those in the top left. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with this image. I'll showcase the set, I'll talk through what you get as part of this, and then we'll go through and edit the rest of these. If there's a particular image that you want to see edited next, you can let me know. Throw the number that you see in the top left of each of the thumbnails, throw that in the chat, and I'll try and do them in the order that you want to see them. But we'll work our way through all 10 of these so you can see the presets in a variety of different situations. Awesome, so let's dive in. So this first image here from Claudia, really, really gorgeous. I mean, this one has all of the mood straight away, but we're going to add even more with Asteria. So as always, I'm just going to go ahead and set my exposure levels and the white balance before I apply the preset. I'm also noticing there's quite a lot of vignette from the lens here. So I'm going to go into the lens corrections panel and I'm going to enable profile corrections, which is going to brighten the image quite a bit. So let's have a look. Perfect, so we've now got a nice starting point to take a look at the presets. So this set is quite unique. Asteria comes with 3 different presets, and each preset has 3 tonal varieties. So as we go through, you'll notice that we have 3 of each of the presets, each with a slightly distinct look. So up at the top, we've got Asteria 1. And the first preset in each of these is designed to be sort of your go-to for most situations. So it's going to provide all of the mood. As you can see, just with one click on this image, it really transforms the photo. I'm just going to brighten the exposure a tiny little bit more. Something like that there. Completely transforms the image in just one click. So we've got nice muted highlights, as you can see up where the trees are at the top of the image, and then really deep shadows and sort of a medium level of contrast there for all of the tones. And then we've got Asteria 1, 2, and this one is a balanced highlight and shadow. So you notice it lifts the shadows a little more than the first preset. The highlights aren't as muted, and the contrast level is a little lower as well. So this is really useful if you've got a very contrasty scenario straight out of camera. You can use this preset to kind of get the same tonality as Asteria 1, 1, but just dial back a little bit there. And then Asteria 1, 3 pumps the contrast a little bit higher. We've got those brighter highlights and a higher contrast level there as well. So really good if you've got a scene that's sort of lacking in contrast. If you've got a backlit scene where it's really reduced in contrast, or it's just quite flat, you can use this to push a little bit more contrast into the scene there. So that's Asteria 1. And then we move on to Asteria 2. Asteria 2, 1, you get a gorgeous warm tonality throughout. It's got like a bronze sort of tone through it. It's really, really cohesive. Asteria 2, 2. And that again just gives us a more balanced look between the highlights and the shadows, a little bit less contrast, a little softer looking. And then Asteria 2, 3, we get that punchier look, a little bit more contrast, and those brighter highlights as well. And then the third preset in the set, Asteria 3, preset 1. Look at that, beautiful cinematic, cool tones, super gorgeous. Again, look at that one click, all of the drama. Asteria 3, 2, a bit softer looking, and then Asteria 3, 3. So loads of variety, both in tonality, but also in just having the flexibility of each of the 3 different variations to suit whichever lighting scenario you come across. So as we go through, we'll edit with each of these. I may use one of each of the 3 variations dependent on the lighting situation. We've also additionally got a few tools in this set. So if I go ahead and apply Asteria 1, 1 on this, I can show you the tools that come with this as well. So we've got Glow Plus. This is a preset that emulates diffusion, and it uses the new masking tool that comes with the newest version of Lightroom to apply this just to the highlights. So you've got Glow Plus, and then a more emphasized version of that, Glow Plus Plus. Super nice. You can see what that does there to the image. Just soften it up and adding that glowy haze to it. And then we've got Grain Minus. So there is a default amount of grain applied when you apply the presets. You can see here. And then we've got Grain Minus if you want to clean the image up and have no grain on there, and Grain Plus if you want something a little bit heavier and more textured. We've also got a tool that's called Vignette Mask Minus. And what you'll notice with this is it just seems to brighten the image quite a lot, and that's because these presets have a built-in vignette. So that's again using the new masking tool in Lightroom. So if we go up to the top right here where the mask is, you can see there's a vignette and an exposure plus mask applied. So this vignette, you can click on it and you can see where that's applied in the image, and then you can go ahead and adjust that. So you can move it around, set it where the subject is in your photo. You can even change the size of it if you need to as well. And the Exposure Plus is designed to offset the effect of the vignette. So typically you wouldn't really need to play with this mask. Of course you can. These are creative tools they're designed for you to play around with, so do dive in and play around with them. But the idea is you should just apply the preset, jump into the vignette, move it over the subject for whatever suits the particular scene that you're in. So I think for this, if we bring it up here, so there's a little bit more shadow on the bottom, and the emphasis is on the face of the couple there. That looks really good to me. So I can hit the return key, and again, that's going to set that. And then lastly, we've got the profile, which is called tonality. So over here at the top of the basic panel, we've got the tonality profile. This is set to 100 as default, which will give a really nice neutral starting point. If we drag this to the left, it's going to cool the image down and give us that really sort of some cinematic look to the image. And if we drag it to the right, it's going to warm it up subtly, so you can get that really nice golden warmth. It's very subtle, so it gives you really, really good control. So you apply the preset, and then you can go ahead and tweak this to your liking. So for this particular image, I'm going to go ahead and drag that up just a little bit, bring a little bit more warmth in there, and that looks really good to me. So I'm going to leave it as it is in terms of the grain. I'm going to leave the default preset. I've moved the vignette to suit the couple, and I've adjusted the tonality. So here's before, and here's after. And let me show you the side by side. Just look at that. Such a nice preset. This whole set is incredible. And again, there is the before and there is the after. Boom, so one image done. Time for me to hydrate. And let me catch up on your comments down here. Yes, amazing deals, great discounts on at the moment. Like I said, there's only a few hours left. I think there's maybe less than 10 hours left now of the sale. So you've only got a little bit of time left to take advantage of the discounts. So definitely go and check those out. Yeah, Lauren says Asteria 2 has the warmer moody tones I didn't know I needed. Yeah, tell me about it. Gorgeous, gorgeous preset. All right, cool. Let's dive in and edit the rest of these photos then. So do let me know in the chat if you want to see a particular image edited next. You can let me know the number up in the top left of the thumbnail there. And I'll go ahead and get those edited next. Before we dive in and edit some more though, it's worth noting we're going to be giving away one of these. An Archipelago mug, the coveted enamel Archipelago mug. We'll be giving one of these away at the end of the stream. So if you are interested in owning one of those highly sought after items, do stick around. All you need to do is be here live as we do the stream, interact in the chat, and we'll be picking someone to win one at the end of this stream. There we go. Lauren's given us a live update. 9 hours, 45 minutes left of the sale, according to the countdown. So there you go. You've got 9 hours and 45 minutes remaining. All right, let's go back to the edits then. So let's go ahead and let's just move through them until someone tells me if they want to see a particular image. But I'm going to head on to image number 2 here. This is a really lovely indoor shot. We've got some light coming in from the right side of the scene here. And then this lovely little sort of setup with couch and the couple here. Super cute. So I think exposure wise, it's looking good. Maybe bring up the exposure a tiny little bit. And I think white balance is looking pretty good as well. Let's see, what does it need? No, I think it's pretty much spot on as it is. Let's take a look at the presets. So Asteria 1. In the 3 variations, looking good. Asteria 2, and I think already that's calling to me because those warm tones are looking super nice. And then Asteria 3. Yeah, it's got to be 2 for this. I think the warmth of the preset definitely suits this scene. I just love the way that it brings the colors together because we've already got sort of warm tones in the couch, we've got warm tones in the wall behind them as well, so I think this just ties it together really nicely. And I think because we've got that light coming in from behind, I'm actually going to go for Asteria 2 variation 2, which is going to give us a little bit of a softer look. I'm just going to bring the exposure up a tiny little bit, and I might even push that a little bit further by using the glow tool, so you can see just the way that glow just softens the image up. I've got glow plus as well. We could go glow plus actually for this because I think it just really emphasizes the light that's already there in the scene. And actually I'm going to throw the texture in there as well by adding grain plus, so we get a little bit more texture with the grain as well. So that looks super nice. Let's have a play with the tonality profile. And I think it looks pretty good actually about where it is. I'm going to cool it down a tiny touch, so set it back to, yeah, 86. That looks really, really nice to me. So here's before and here's after with Asteria 2 preset 2. We've added Glow++ and Grain Plus, and we've just tweaked the tonality profile down a tiny little bit of a cooler tone in there as well. So super nice. Here's the side by side. Let's zoom into 100. Absolutely gorgeous. Just desaturates the little bit of blue that's in the jeans there. And we get this really cohesive look with the tones all the way through the image. Super, super nice. Hey Corey, thanks for joining. Great to have you on board. Let me know if you've been on a live stream before or if this is your first one. Renee as well, asking a question, can we use a glow preset with other Archipelago presets like Xfilm? Absolutely you can. Yeah, basically, let me go in and show you actually. So if I go back into this image, if I switch back to editing, let's take a look. So if I go up to mask tool here, what you'll see is it's adding this mask layer, which is called diffusion, and another layer of comp at the top there as well. So these are actually layers over the top of the preset. So you can apply this to any other Archipelago preset or Quest preset for the matter. It's not going to replace the profile. It's not going to replace any of the settings within the preset itself. It's just going to layer on top using the mask tool, and it applies it just to the highlights in the image. So if I hover over here, you can see everything that's highlighted in red is where it's been applied, and that's mainly in the highlighted areas of the image. So it does that based on the tonality of the image that you're applying it to. So yes, absolutely, you can just stick that on any of your other edits. So really, really nice to have that. Nice. Rennie says, first time here from Indiana, USA. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Corey as well, first live stream. Great stuff. So I'm not sure how long you've been here, but just to reset for anyone that has just joined, I can see Mark's here as well. And Mark's been on a few streams, but anyone that hasn't been on stream before, I'm Liam. Thank you so much for joining. I'm one of the Archipelago developers. And on these streams, we just get the chance to take a look at some of the latest releases. And this time, that's the new Asteria set, the incredibly moody set from Chris, one of our developers. On these live streams, we like to just go through and edit a bunch of images. You can let me know as we go through the stream which image you want me to edit next. So we've got the little number in the top left of each of the photos here, the little thumbnails. You can throw the number in the chat, let me know which one you want to see next, and we'll try and go through in that order. Otherwise, we'll just work our way through all 10 images. But not only that, we also take this opportunity to give away one of our mugs. This is an Archipelago enamel mug. This could be yours. Just by being here, interacting in the chat as you are, you'll be in with a chance of winning. We'll announce a winner at the end of this stream. So again, thank you for being here. And don't hesitate to jump in the chat if you have any questions, anything like that as well. All right, so we'll dive back in. Mark has already requested an image here. We've got image number 10 as the next one, so we'll do that next. But let me know if you want to see any other images after we do 10. So let's dive into 10 right now. And this is such a nice photo from Cassandra. So I'm going to increase the exposure quite a bit on this because it's very, very underexposed, but it's looking good. I think it needs a touch more warmth. Yep, that looks good to me. So let's take a look at the presets. So Asteria 1.1, looking nice. Asteria 1.2. Again, you can see how it just balances out the shadows and highlights a little bit more. Asteria 1.3, got those brighter highlights, a little bit more contrast there. Move on to the warm preset, Asteria 2.1, that's looking super nice as well. Asteria 2.2 and Asteria 2.3. And then Asteria 3.1, Asteria 3.2, and Asteria 3.3. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to go 3 on this. I just like the sort of cinematic look that it brings. We get that kind of cool tone in the background. It still retains the yellows in her t-shirt and the kind of warmth in her hair and the glasses here as well. So I'm going to go for Asteria 3.1. Let's have a look. Shall we use a glow tool? Oh yeah. I might just go for glow plus on this. And let's play around with tonality. So we can drag that to the warmer side or the cooler side. And I think for this, I'm going to increase it a tiny little bit. It's about 140. It's not too much, but just bring a little bit of warmth back in. And let's play around with the exposure. I think for this, we could get away with just bringing the highlights down a little bit. Yeah, that looks super nice. So again, if you find that the vignette is too strong or if it's in the wrong place or anything like that, you can go in and change this. You can click on the little mask tool here, click on vignette, and you can move this around so you can see how that just adapts the light in the image. So I'm going to bring that up to maybe about there, just so the light's sort of falling nicely on her face. Actually, we could balance out the shadows and highlights a little bit by bringing it across to the right a little bit there as well. So that's looking really good to me. Here's before and here's after. That's with Asteria 3, Variation 1. We've increased tonality a little bit. We've applied Glow Plus as well to give us that softness. And we've just adjusted the mask so we've got a nice positioning of where the vignette falls. Here's the side-by-side comparison. Super, super nice. Carla says, great image, could not agree more. Super gorgeous image. Corey's asked for image 8 next. We'll do that one next, Corey, thank you. Chris is on here now, awesome. Welcome to the stream, Chris. For anyone who doesn't know, Chris is one of the developers in the Archipelago team along with myself, and Chris created this set. So all hail Chris. Incredible, incredible set. So if you haven't got any questions specifically for Chris, welcome to ask those in the chat as well. He's joining us now. Yeah, we'll do an all hail Chris moment again. Why not? You can never stop hailing Chris. All right, cool. So let's move on then to number 8, which was the next one requested. This was chosen by Corey, so we'll jump in and edit this one next. Let me know what you want to see after this one. We've still got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9 to edit. So image number 8, we've got this really nice image by Ryan Thomas. Look at that landscape, so, so cool. Awesome couple as well. Love her hair color. So let's go ahead and set the white balance. I think it just needs warming up a tiny touch there. And exposure could probably come up a little bit. And I think we've also got a little bit of vignette from the lens. So I'm just gonna correct that as well. So just got a really nice base to start with. All right, let's take a look at the preset. So Asteria 1.1. Oof. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's one click, look at that. Super nice. Asteria 1.2. Asteria 1.3. And then Asteria 2.2. So it just desaturates all the color up here. We just get that really nice rich warmth through the foreground and on the couple there. Asteria 2.2 and Asteria 2.3, and then we've got the cool preset Asteria 3.1, Asteria 3.2, and Asteria 3.3. And I think for this I'm going to go for Asteria 1. Just going to decide which variation to go for. It's a toughie, but I think I'm going to go for Asteria 1.1 for this. So let's play around with tonality before anything else. So I can cool this down or I can warm it up. And I think I'm going to cool it down a little bit, just so it brings back a little bit of the cool tone that it had in the straight out of camera, which was super nice. I'm just going to go ahead and straighten this up a tiny touch because I feel like it's just a little bit wonky, so that's looking good. Obviously we've got this kind of loss of detail in the sky here just because of how dark the foreground is. So we could go ahead and apply a mask to this. What I'm going to do first is just adjust the vignette. So I can bring this down here so nicely focused on the couple there. So just go into the mask tool there, choose vignette, and then I can go ahead and drag that around. You can of course resize this and things like that from there. So if you find you want to kind of change the size of the mask, you can do that. But I'm going to leave it as it is. What I might do here is I might use a gradient. And let's have a look. I'm just going to bring the whites down a tiny touch, and then let's add a color in just so we can bring a little bit of something into the sky. Nothing too over the top. Maybe some cool tone in the sky. Yeah, it's looking good to me. Fairly subtle, but it looks pretty nice. So here's the before, and here's the after, and that's with Asteria 1.1. And we've adjusted the tonalities to the left a little bit, so a tiny little bit cooler. I've just added a gradient to the sky just to bring that down a little bit there as well. And I've moved the mask so that we've got the couple in the center of the frame here, nicely exposed. So there's the side by side. If I go ahead and zoom in so you can see the couple there. It's really impressive with this set that it's very sort of natural feeling in terms of the colors. They're not wildly different from the colors that are in the image naturally, but it just brings so much mood. It's genius. I don't know how you did it, Chris, but you are a genius. So we could go ahead and use the glow tool here if we wanted to kind of soften things up. And actually, I think Glow++ looks really nice. I could bring the exposure up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's nice. So there we go. Before and after. Boom. All right, we're flying now. So let's have a look. I think we had another image request. Yes, we did. So Yunet's asked for image 9. So we'll do that one next. And this is probably one of my favorites in this collection. It's just such a cool image. I have no idea how they got to shoot in this location, but it's very, very cool. So let's take a look. I'm going to increase the exposure a little bit on this. Not too much. It's looking pretty good as it was. And I think white balance is looking okay as well. I don't want to make it too warm, actually. I think it looks quite nice with some of the cool toning in here. But let's take a look at the presets. So Asteria 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. Looking super nice. Asteria 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3. And Asteria 3.1, 3.2 and 3.3, and I think it's got to be 3 for this because I just like the cool toning, and I'm going to go for the second variation that's just going to give us a little bit of a softer look, which I think suits this quite well. So I'm going to bring my exposure up a tiny little bit more, not too much, and let's take a look at tonality. Yes, I'm going to bring it up a little bit just so we can bring a little bit of warmth back into the shot there. I don't think I'm going to use the glow adjustment for this. Actually, maybe. Yeah, maybe just Glow+, just because I like the way it's softening the top of the frame here. We'll go ahead and adjust the mask. So we're going to go to the vignette. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's probably exactly where it was before. Yeah, almost exactly where it was. So it looks good straight out of the one click, but I am going to add a little bit more grain to this. I'm going to go for Grain+, which will just give us that nice sort of gritty texture to it, which I think definitely suits this kind of scenario. So I'm going to show you the before and after, and that's with Asteria 3.2. Tonality increased, so we get a little bit more warmth back in the image. We've used Glow+ tool and Grain+. I'll zoom in and show you the side by side. Super nice. So you can see here what I was saying about the colors. They're sort of very natural. Like you can see the green in the car. You can see the colors in the jeans here, like the blues in the background. Some of them are slightly desaturated, slightly shifted, but it's really, really natural looking. It's not sort of too wildly different, but you just get that really, really nice mood. Mark says he's just bought Asteria. Yes, Mark. Have you had time to use it yet? Have you edited with it yet? Let me know. You're going to love it if you haven't. It's such an easy preset to work with. Sarah says, stunning, makes me really want to buy Asteria. Sarah, do not miss out on buying it at 30% off. It's an incredible set, and we've launched it with 30% off from the get-go, but that's going to be ending in like 9.5 hours, so you definitely jump on that. You don't want to miss out. It's an incredible set, so easy to work with. Cool location, yes, definitely. Unette said Asteria 3, absolutely, that's what we went with. And then we've got Ivor asking for 5 next. Oh yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for that. Image number 5, we've got this really awesome underwater scene. So let's take a look. Let's maybe look at an auto white balance. So underwater scenes are a little bit tricky sometimes in terms of white balancing. So I'm just going to go for an auto. We'll kind of apply the preset and then we'll go from there. I sometimes find that's the easiest way with difficult scenes like this. Oh, Rene said, which one of the Archipelago presets is your favorite? Just curious. Is that for me, Rene? Are you asking me specifically? That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Let me know if you're asking me and I will try and let you know what my favorite is. So let's take a look at these presets. Asteria 1.1, Asteria 1.2, Asteria 1.3, 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3, 3.1. Oh yeah, I think it's got to be 3 again for this, just because of the blues, the cool toning, and the fact we've got this underwater scene. I think really works well. Now, it's just figuring out which one to go for. I think it's either going to be Asteria 3.1 or Asteria 3.2. I'm tempted to go for 3.2 just because of the way it's rendering the highlights. I think it's just a little bit more balanced for this particular shot. So let's go with that. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to use glow on this. So let's go glow plus. And let's take a look at the tonality. So I'm going to go cool. I'm going to go fully cool. And then let's see if we can correct the skin tones a little bit here. I'm just going to bring a little bit more magenta into the shot just so we can get a little bit of the warmth back in the skin tones. And really heavy vignette, and this is because we've got the vignette in the set and we've also got some natural vignetting from the lens there as well. But I actually quite like it. I think it looks good on this. You can reset, obviously you can enable profile corrections to fix it in terms of your lens vignettes. And then of course, if you want to remove the vignette mask that's applied with the preset, you can do that right in here. And I think for this, let's see. I think for this one, I'm going to remove the vignette masks. I'm going to use the tool for vignette mask minus. I'm going to leave the lens vignette because I think it's just rendering quite nicely in the way that it's just darkening the bottom here. And then let's take a look at our exposure. Might bring my highlights down. And then I think I'm going to crank up the contrast just a little bit. Yeah, that looks good to me. So here's the before and his after. We used Asteria 3.2. I think the magenta is just a little too harsh, so I'm just going to bring that down a tiny bit, and that looks good to me. So here's the side-by-side comparison. We've got the tonality all the way to the left. We added glow plus, and then we've used the vignette mask minus just to remove the vignette that's applied with the preset. Rainier says yes for you. So which one is my favorite preset? You know what? That's such a hard thing to answer because any given day it's going to be a different answer. I think right now it has to be Asteria because I've been throwing it on absolutely everything and it looks incredible. So I know it's a cop out because it's the one that we're editing right now, but genuinely that's my favorite right now. But if you ask me next week, it'll probably be another preset again. Quest 11 is spicy, let me tell you. Quest 11 comes out in a couple of days. It's the next preset in our Quest subscription series, and that is a spicy set. All of the vintage film tones, instant film sort of vibe, very nice. That one's up there as well at the moment. What's your favorite, Renee? Let me know. Corey says, bought Asteria the other day but haven't had a chance to use it yet. I'm busy as all get out, but I might ask someone to go out. Yeah, definitely. Even if it's just a case of digging through your archives and finding a few photos, honestly, everything you throw it on is going to look super, super nice. Yes, Lauren, it is spicy, let me tell you. It's spicy. You know, you've been playing with it. You know it's spicy. All right, let's keep editing. So I don't think we've had any more requests. So I'll just pick a random one to edit next. But do let me know if you want to see a particular image. Let me know the number of the image you want to see next. Chris says it's like choosing a favorite child for me. I can't. Yeah, I know. It's honestly, it's so hard. And I'm not the sort of person that's faithful to one preset either. I tend to just flip. Even when I'm doing like one session, I might use 3 different sets to edit with. So that's just me. Cool. So Yannette says 3. Let's go with that one next. What exactly is the glow doing to the settings? Is it upping the luminance of the whites? So it's a mask layer, and it's basically adding some softening to the highlights. So it's similar to a diffusion filter, like a physical filter that you put on your lens. So there's lots of different types of diffusion filters out there, but you put a filter on the lens and basically it softens the light in the image and adds a bit of a glow to those areas. So I shoot with a diffusion filter quite a lot. So I love having this type of effect when I haven't shot with the filter and I want to be able to apply it. It's so nice to have the ability to do that in here, but this is using the new mask layer tools are part of the latest version of Lightroom to apply that. But Chris is going to answer in more detail, so I'm going to jump in and edit number 3 while Chris answers that. So here we go. So exposure goes up a little bit, I think, and I'm probably going to add a touch more warmth just because we've got that golden light coming in from the right just behind the couple there. Love this image there, so nice. So Asteria 1.1. All right, I'm going to crank up the exposure actually for this. Asteria 1.1, Asteria 1.2, and Asteria 1.3, all looking good. I've got a feeling I'm going to be using Asteria 2 on this already, but let's take a look. Asteria 2.1, Asteria 2.2, Asteria 2.3, and then Asteria 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3. So yeah, as suspected, I think I'm probably going to go for 2. Yeah, let's have a look. Ooh, it's a tough one. I think I might go for Asteria 2.3. So because we've got this backlight, it's just adding a little bit more of the kind of punch back in. Again, let's go into lens corrections because we've definitely got some vignette from the lens there. And now I can go ahead and adjust the mask. I'm just going to bring that up so we get the light on the couple here. Bring it across to the left a little bit. So we've obviously got the light coming in from the right there. I'm just going to bring this across to the left just so we expose their faces. That's looking super nice. And I think I'm just going to change the shape of this a little bit. So I'm just going to bring it down a little bit there. Yeah, that's looking good to me. And then let's play with tonality profile. I'm going to leave it set to 100. That's looking really nice. And we'll take a look at the Glow Plus tools that we were talking about before. So actually, if I keep the mask open here, you can see at the moment we've just got the vignette and then the exposure plus. These are applied when the preset is applied. But if we go ahead and take a look at Glow Plus, and I'm going to go for Glow Plus Plus just because I think it really suits this image where we've got this big burst of light coming in from behind them here. So Glow Plus Plus, give that a click, and you'll see that we get the diffusion and comp layers added to the new masking tool. And if we hover over the diffusion, you can see it's applying to the highlights of the image, and it just gives that really nice soft look. So this is before, and this is after with Glow Plus Plus. And I think we've got to add some grain to this, right? So I think it definitely suits this image. Bring a little bit more texture back in. Bring the exposure up a tiny touch. And that is looking super nice to me. Here's the before, and here's after. And there is the side by side. Glorious. Awesome. Okay, so that was number 3. Has anyone else asked for an image? Let's catch up. How many edits have I missed? Oh, so Afton, thanks for joining. You have missed exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 edits. So we still have 3 to go. You're all good. You haven't missed everything. Welcome to the stream. More importantly, what you haven't missed is your opportunity to win one of these, the Archipelago mug. So just by joining in as you are now, being here and interacting in the stream, you will be in with a chance of winning one of those. So thank you for joining. No problem. Renee, thank you for the question. Always like when we get questions. This is all about community, you know. It's cool me getting to edit and show you the tools and things like that, but it's so much better if we get to kind of interact and answer any questions you have and all that kind of good stuff. So thank you so much. If we wanted the image to look a bit more light and airy, then what adjustments do you suggest? I tend to stay away from dark and moody, but I'm loving these. So should we go for a new edit and we'll take a look and see. So I'm going to go for number 4 because I don't think anyone's asked for anything. So if we go in here, really, really gorgeous image. Look at these incredible branches. Super nice. Love the composition. I'm going to bring the exposure up and I'm going to bring the temperature up a little bit here so we get the nice warmth on the subject. And we'll take a look at the presets and then I'll talk you through if you want to sort of make these look a little bit brighter and airier. So we've got Asteria 1.1 looking super nice in one click, Asteria 1.2 and 3, and then Asteria 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and Asteria 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3. All right, awesome. I'm going to use 3 for this because I just really like the way, I don't know, actually 1, 3, 1. I think 3 because I really like the way it's rendering the greens. You get that nice cool tone in the greens. So let's say we want to go for a light and airy edit of this. Obviously this set is designed to be moody, so the one click is going to give us a little bit of mood, but I'll show you a couple of things that you can do to make it a little bit lighter because it is a very versatile set. You could definitely do that. So Asteria 3.2, although Unet said 3.1, 3.1, 3.1. The 3 speak to me as well after, and I'm with you on that. All right, well, let's go for 3.1 then. Let's do Unet's choice. So the first thing you're going to want to do if you want to make this a little bit sort of lighter and airy is definitely removing the vignette because that's going to give a lot of the mood. You know, we've got this real dark kind of area down here, and a lot of that's caused by the vignette. So the first thing you can do is just use the vignette mask minus tool here to remove that. The next thing you might want to do is just get your exposure looking good in terms of your exposure levels, but then you can also have a play around with the tones in here, specifically probably your blacks. So your blacks and your shadows, if you were to increase your shadows a little bit and then compensate for that with your blacks, that's just going to give you a little bit of a lighter look. And the same thing with your highlights. What you might want to do is take your whites down and bring your highlights up, depending on your personal preference, or take your highlights down and bring your whites up. So for this, I think taking the highlights down a little bit and bringing the whites up just balances out the image a little bit there. We could go ahead and add a little bit more warmth, and let's play with tonality. Yeah, definitely gonna drag that all the way to the left so we get that nice cool toning down here at the bottom of the image. So that's a little bit of a lighter and airier sort of edit with this preset. We could also use the glow tool just to soften things up even further, but I think for this I quite like it just as it is. So here's the before, here's after, and here's a side by side. And just from comparison, this is the Asteria 3.1 as a 1 click versus what we've done just to lighten it up a little bit there. If I zoom in and show you the subject, so you can see gorgeous skin tones, love the greens, the way it's rendering in here. Super, super nice. Yes, Chris, that's a great point. Chris has made a tutorial regarding the ways to make a lighter and airier image, and that's in the Quest Education portal. So if you are a Quest subscriber, you can check that out in Quest Education. If you've not subscribed yet, when you subscribe, you get access to the whole back catalogue of education content. There's loads of stuff in there from me and Chris. Editing things, we've got kind of shooting techniques, we've got gear reviews. There is all sorts to go at. So when you subscribe for $8, you get the current month's Quest presets, but you also get access to all the back catalogue of education content. There's tons of stuff in there. So definitely go check that out if you haven't already. I was just recording a new tutorial that goes live in a few weeks' time as well. It's about export settings as well. So if you've ever wondered about exporting from Lightroom and getting really sharp images for using on social media and on the web and things like that, that'll be dropping in a couple of weeks' time. So check out that when it lands as well. So, okay, what we've done so far, we've done the whole top row. We've got 6 to edit, 7, and that is it. So those 2 left. So I'm going to jump in and do 6, and then we'll do 7. And then what we'll do is I'm going to show you a sneaky little trick. You don't want to miss this, especially if you have got Asteria or you're thinking of buying Asteria. I'm going to show you a sneaky little trick, and then we'll announce a winner for the Archipelago mug. So definitely stick around. Again, let me know if you've got any questions as we go through these, but let's go ahead and edit image number 6. This is a lovely image. I mean, the colors straight out of camera are looking really nice here. I'm just going to bring the exposure up and potentially add a little bit more warmth in the temperature there as well. Let's take a look. So Asteria 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3. That warmth is looking super nice. 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3. All right, so I'm going to go for 1. I'm going to go for 1.2 just because I like the way it's rendering the contrast levels in this. Tonality, I'm going to bring down a little bit just so we get a little bit more of that cool tone in his shirt and in the kind of sky as well, which is nice and moody. All right, so glow, oh yeah, that's looking really nice. If I zoom in and show you what's happening here, so you can see sort of the level of contrast in the image just with the preset applied as it was, and if we look at the glow tool, that just softens up the contrast, especially on their faces. It makes a really big difference. I think Glow Plus looks very flattering on this, so I'm going to go for that. And let's go for grain minus. Let's go for a clean edit without any grain. I'm going to go into the mask tool and let's move the vignette somewhere around there. Yeah, that's looking nice. Might bring the size up a little bit as well. Again, if you ever find this to be too dominant as default, one of the things you'll probably find is that there's vignette that's been applied that's sort of naturally there from the lens. So it's really worth in a lot of the images, unless you really like the natural vignette that's coming from the lens, it's worth correcting that and using the vignette that's in the preset, because from there obviously you can go ahead and adjust that, whereas the vignette that's applied as part of the sort of lens, that's a kind of a feature of the lens when you shoot the image, you can't really do much with that. So I think if you correct it and then use the vignette that's in the set here, you've got a lot more control. Like for instance, if I wanted this to be a bit darker, I could go in and adjust that using the tools on the side just here. But I think that looks super nice. Here's the before and here's the after. Again, you can see just those really natural looking colors. It just desaturates the blue in his shirt a little bit there, just shifts it across subtly as well, so you get a little bit more of a kind of moody look. But the colour in her dress looks really nice, very natural. Skin tones look really gorgeous. We just get that mood. Definitely complements the moody sky in this one as well. Here's the side by side, and I'll zoom in and show you a little bit more detail there. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, on to the last image here. And this one is incredibly gorgeous. Very moody image. We've got this really nice indoor scene with all these textures. We've got this window light coming in from the left of the scene here and just illuminating the subject. I love everything about this image. It's such a nice photo, but I love the way that she's posed, facing away from the camera. We've just got this kind of profile the side of her face. Very, very nice. Liam, will the tutorial include Lightroom Mobile too? In terms of what, export settings, or generally most of the tutorials that we provide are, when we do the actual tutorial, we use in Lightroom Classic, and that's just because the majority of our customers use in Lightroom Classic as well, and we tend to use that as our main tool. But these will work in Adobe Camera Raw, they'll work in the CC version, and a lot of this will translate to the mobile version as well. Corey says it really is the best subscription. Always super excited for the days the new sets come out. Also really love seeing how people in the Quest community online use the different presets. Absolutely. So exciting when you get around to the start of the month and you've got new tools to use. All right, let's edit with this one. So Asteria 1.1. Look at that. Absolutely incredible with one click. Asteria 1.2. Asteria 1.3. 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3. It's got to be 3, I think, for this again, because we've got this sort of like blue toning in this texture material just behind. I think I'm going to go for 3.2 just so we get that softer look. I'm going to bring the exposure up a tiny touch there as well. Let's take a look at tonality. Oh yeah, definitely the cool side. I'm going to do glow plus, and let's throw some more grain in there with grain plus, and then let's take a look at the mask. Yeah, I'm going to have it just a little bit higher, just so that the light's brought to the face of the subject there, and this is before and after. Absolutely amazing, such a nice preset. And here's the side-by-side. If I go ahead and zoom in, I've got that extra grain thrown in there just to kind of get a little more texture. I've got the glow just softening up the tones in the image. Tonality all the way to the left, so we've got a little bit more cool toning, and we've used Asteria 3.2 for this one. There we have it. So that's the 10 images edited. Yes, the room in that photo is so gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely. Incredible setup. So let me know if you've got any more questions before we wrap things up. And also let me know if you want me to show you the little tip / trick that I've got for this set. Just throw it in the chat if you want me to share this little tidbit with you before we wrap things up and announce a winner for the mug. If you don't want to see it, then I'll keep it to myself. But if you want to see it, I'll share it. We're all friends here. You know, it says yes. Lauren says show us. All right. Okay, so obviously this set doesn't come with a black and white preset. You've got 9 presets in here. Incredible tools, incredibly gorgeous looking. But let me show you something very, very cool. So you might be aware of this already. So if you're in an image and you've got a color edit, so I've edited all of these images in this set. One nifty little trick can very quickly create a black and white. And this is a quick tip that I have done in the Quest education as well. I did this a few months back. But if you hit the V key on your keyboard when you're in the develop module, it's going to switch to the default Adobe monochrome black and white profile. Everything else will stay the same. It's just going to switch the profile out. So we still have the masks on here. We still have all of the edits. It's just going to switch to a black and white preset with one tap of a button. So press the V key on the keyboard and you get a black and white image. So let me go through. I'm not going to do anything else to these images. I'm just going to go one by one. I'm going to press V. Boom, black and white edit. And all of these presets, for some reason, just look super good in black and white. So I've just doubled the number of presets that you get with this set, because now you've got 9 color presets and 9 black and white presets. Some are cool toned, some are warm toned, some are neutral toned, and they all look super good. Look at that. All I'm doing is hitting the V key, and we've got black and white edits of all the images. If we give this a second, it'll just update the thumbnails here. Look at that, boom. How good is that? Yes. When it says sweet, it is sweet indeed. There you go. That's what you get from joining the live stream. Amazing. So we are at that time. We're at the end of the stream, and we're going to be announcing a winner for one of these incredible Archipelago mugs. So thank you to everyone that's been here through the stream, interacted through the chat, throwing questions in. Let me know about the edits, what they like about it, all that kind of stuff. We'll be choosing a winner, and one of my trusty colleagues will be throwing the winner in the chat in just a moment. Renee says, did you take all these images or did people send them to you? No, I did not take all these images. They are definitely not mine. The photographer's name is in the top left of each of the images. So if you rewatch the stream after, you can see who the photographer is. These are just incredible photographers that have sent their images through for us to use. A big thank you to those photographers because they're incredible. Their work's so good. And we really appreciate them letting us use their images for these feeds. And there we go. We got the winner. So Renee, you are the winner. Congratulations, well done. You will be getting one of these incredible Archipelago mugs. A really awesome enamel mug. Everything tastes better out of these, let me tell you. So good. Look how good you look drinking out of it. Yes. Amazing. Thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. Well done to Renee. And just a quick reminder before we close out, our sale is still live for a few more hours, up to 50% off all of the sets. This one has 30% off, so do take advantage of that before the sale ends. It's an incredible, incredible deal. And also another little I've got another live stream later this week. So on Thursday, I'll be doing a live stream for the brand new Quest set, Quest 11, which is an incredible preset collection that's part of the Quest subscription series. So if you're available, same time, same place on Thursday, come and join me. But thank you so much for joining. It's been an awesome one. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you very soon.